Today on Trash Panda Off-Road, we got the Purple Panda in the shop, and we're going to try to do master cylinder. First thing we did, unhooked the air intake here with the map sensor or whatever is over there. Bent this out of the way so we can actually see what's going on in here. It's kind of weird master cylinder. I think it's called like a step-up master cylinder or something. Not 100% sure of what they call it, but it's got the port on the top and not two on the side. So we will take a special wrench that's made just for doing brake lines and stuff like that. And we'll unhook our brake lines, and then we'll take a 12mm ratchet or socket or whatever we got to do to unhook these two pieces. One here, one back there. And in theory, after we remove the brake lines and those two nuts, we should be able to slide this thing out of here. Then we'll deal with bench bleeding the new one. We're going to transfer over this bottle because the one they had in stock was the one that didn't have its own new bottle. And then we'll put it all back together, bleed the brakes, and Clarenda will be able to drive really fast and then stop on top of it. Okay, not really fast. It's an X-90, so you guys know they're not really fast. As we started getting in there and looking into it, you can't really get to that second nut back there, so we're going to try to move this ABS component here to 10mm, and then hopefully we can at least just slide it over a little bit, maybe to here, so we can get in there to get that other nut off of there. We got the master cylinder out, but we did have an issue. Unfortunately, that nut is rounded off, so we took the other end of it off of the ABS controller section, and we're going to try to see if we can get this one off. The other thing, like I mentioned, ow, that drawer should have been closed. You got to punch this roll pin out in order to take this bottle off and stick it onto the new master cylinder. So hopefully we can get this thing off, not damage it any further. Still, because it's such a short line, we may go get a replacement. We'll have to wait and see. Master cylinder's back in. Hopefully we have it bench bled properly. I don't know. As soon as you push it in, it squirts fluid straight out, so the chamber's got fluid in it, and I think that's really all you're concerned with on the master cylinder. So we're going to go ahead and go with it because it didn't have instructions with it, and the internet wasn't all that helpful. So it's full. We got the stripped one tightened back on while it was on the bench. So now we just got to put this piece back onto right there and crank those two down, and then we'll start bleeding brakes. Oh, and this one here's got to go back on there. So a couple more connections, and then we'll get to bleeding brakes. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. Oops. So all we got left is to bleed the brakes. One of the cool things about these rigs is that the brake lines come into one caliper and then transfer over to the other one. So you only got to bleed one side in order to do the rear brakes. I made the mistake of trusting someone else and not doing my own diagnosis. It is not the master cylinder. Master cylinder is working just fine. The new one's been installed. We get pressure here, pressure here, pressure here. Unfortunately, something is wrong in here. We get pressure when we open the two rears, just fine. The two fronts, absolutely nothing comes out. So fluid's going in here like it should. It's not coming out here. I don't know what these two gadgets are. If that has something to do with it. I know we're not getting fluid out of these two. This one sometimes, this one not at all. So I guess we're going to move on to some more stuff. I don't know enough about this ABS. It could just be those two things need replaced there. she was told by a mechanic in Alaska that the master cylinder was bad, and he wanted to charge her $500 to replace it. So I went with that, unfortunately. Guess that's the end of the video. We replaced a master cylinder. Didn't fix the problem. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Appreciate all your guys' support. Put your comments and questions down below. I will get back to them because I'm still small enough that I can answer all the comments. Other than that, follow along Trash Panda Off-Road on the Instagram, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far in the video, thanks. Want to let you guys know it was the master cylinder after all. I am an idiot. I'm not a mechanic, and I wasn't bleeding the brakes properly. So there it is, up and running. Now we're going to move on to the next project.